Hello folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today you find me on the northeast coast, about 1.5 miles south of Whitby. I'm at a place called Saltwick Bay. It's a beautiful place and it's got a lot of history. About 45 years ago, just behind me, the boat sank, ran aground from Scarborough. It's been a well photographed boat actually, and it's really best shot at sunset when the tide's out. At the minute the tide's in, as you can see, the tide's well in. Saltwick Bay is also famous for it being mined for annum, which is a chemical that was used to dye materials about 300 years ago. It's also brilliant for landscape photography. You'll find quite a few images on the internet with Black Nab, which is just behind me here. It's a famous one, and another quite famous photograph is Saltwick Nab, which is just behind me here. That's what I'm going to photograph at sunset. The sky is absolutely beautiful. There's hardly a cloud in the sky, so we'll see how we get on with sunset. I'm not putting my hopes up, but we'll see what we can get. So welcome, and I'll see you in a second. Right, I come to the far end of the beach where I'm going to take my photograph, where Saltwick Nab is in the background there. That's going to be my main focal point. But I'm going to be using this side of this cliff as a lead in, and I'm going to be using it from the top of my frame to follow it down all the way through to Saltwick Nab on the horizon there. So I'm going to have that, probably going to have that on the right hand third of my image. What I'm going to need to do is try and find some foreground interest using these rocks. There's some beautiful textured rocks here. I'm going to be using the sea that's coming in as another leading line as well. Full tides at 8 o'clock, and it'll be going out by the time sunset arrives. So yeah, I'm going to have to try and find some foreground interest, so I'll get on with that. Okay. About an hour before sunset, while I've been searching around, I found that I can't do it in landscape format because to get all this cliff facing, the Saltwick Nab is going to be on the bottom third, and it's just not going to work that way. So I have to watch myself here because of the waves. So I'm going to have to do it in portrait. I would rather done it in landscape, but it's not going to work, so I'm going to do it in portrait. I'm just going to try and find, I'm still trying to find some foreground interest. And within an hour the tides coming in is going to change, so I'm going to be constantly looking where it's going to be in an hour's time. There's plenty of foreground interest, but it's picking the right rocks in proportion to this cliff at the side of me here. I just want an happy balance, because if I have too much of the cliff facing, it's going to be unbalanced, so I'm going to try and use some rocks on the right hand side of my composition to balance it out. I'm going to be using a shutter speed of about 2 seconds just to get some motion in the waves. I think that'll work really well. So I'll come back to you in a bit when we're closer to taking the shot. When I'm looking for foreground interest at the coast, I take my time and see how the sea interacts with the rocks that are on the sand, and see what kind of patterns appear. And as the sea comes in and then rolls back out, see how it plays with the rocks as it goes round the rocks and the pebbles. especially when you don't know how far the tide's going to be in. It's probably best to do it about 20 minutes before sunset if you're doing a sunset shot, so you know exactly where you need to be and how the patterns are forming when the sea interacts with the rocks on the sand. I've got my composition, it's about 20 minutes before sunset. I'm in portrait format, and I'm using these two rocks here as my foreground. And as I said before, I'm using this side of this cliff to lead me through to Saltwick Nab on the horizon there. But I'm also using, like I said before, once the sea comes in and comes back out, I'm using that as a leading line as well. So I'm all set to go. I'll put the image on the screen as soon as I've got it, and I'm hoping it's going to be a nice one. Although the cloud situation isn't great, I'm not getting much colour at the minute, but hopefully that might change in the next 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this composition. I'd rather have gone landscape, but it's unbalanced, so I've gone for portrait, and it just balances it out a bit better. We'll see how we go. One. Yeah, I think it's a good one, that. Yeah, job done. So yeah, that was fun. Just the one image today. But I think it's important to point out that although it's just one image, it's patience that's the key with them sort of shots. You're waiting for the right moment with the sea coming in and out, and then picking the right foregrounds. But I've really enjoyed it. That's the main thing. And the light this evening has not been fantastic, but I found a composition there that I can use at a later date when the light's perfect, probably later in the year. But it's always good to go out and practice your compositions, and these locations you can go back to when the light's great again. So thanks for watching and getting through this video again. I really appreciate it, and until next time, I'll see you. Bye.